There's that song again. Listen, little ones, hear it underneath? Drip and drip, and the creek running quicker than all winter. The very first thaw. Now, I want to ask you something. When you want a thing so badly you want it first, does wanting it first help you find it, or run you straight past it? Now, this happened on a grey, dripping morning, still half winter. The creek was bare and brown, mud where the flowers should be, and one young bear would not wait a minute longer. Listen.
Spring? Spring! Are you up here? Hello, it's me, Bongo. I brought snacks and a very good attitude.
That's Bongo. Spring had sent word it was coming, the way God always sends word before a thing arrives. It just hadn't come here yet. So Bongo decided to go and fetch it. And down the path came Bongo, the bear cub, with his usual cheerful crash, turning over every stone. He said,
Nope, not under that rock, not under that rock. Old timber, where is spring? It's late. It's so late, I checked the mud, and the mud is still just mud.
It comes when it comes, Bongo. Spring's never been in a hurry.
Well, maybe spring needs a bear to cheer it along. I'm very good at cheering. I once cheered for a rock until it rolled. But what if it's stuck somewhere? What if spring's up the creek waiting for somebody to come get it? Somebody brave, somebody fast, somebody who finds it first. I'll go first. I got this.
And in zipped Zippy the hummingbird, 3 places at once, and squeaked,
Did somebody say first? Wait, I just had 7 ideas. I'll scout, fly ahead, find spring, report back, full data, very official. Spring detection. I am excellent at detection.
And behind them, slow and steady, came Shelley the tortoise. Young Shelley, sharp of thought, though slow of step. She looked at the bare branches a long moment and said,
If spring's coming up the creek, it isn't stuck. It's just small. And small things, you have to slow down to see.
Slow down to see? No, I'll just see faster. If I fly fast enough past everything, I'll see all of it, small and big, in one pass. That's just math, she. Beautiful, tidy math.
Slow down. Shelley, we're finding spring. No time to be slow. Come on, to the forest edge. That's where the creek starts. First one there wins spring.
And from the big old oak, all bright feathers, called down Garingo the parrot.
Behold a quest! Go, brave wanderers, go past the edge of the known, and bring back a leaf. A small leaf would be lovely. I shall guard the oak. Someone must.
You're guarding the oak? Garingo, the oak hasn't moved in 90 years.
And it shall not, dear Zippy, not on my watch. A guard's work is unseen. That is the tragedy of it.
And at the clearing's edge stood Fern the fawn, ears already turned up the creek. She said, quiet but clear,
I noticed something. The birds went up the creek this morning. All of them. Maybe they know where it begins. Come back and tell me.
So off they went, up the path, across the footbridge, clop and clop on the old planks, to the forest edge. And the moment they crossed under the pines, the whole world changed its sound. Deeper, greener, birds they'd never heard before. This was the place where the creek begins. Bongo stopped dead.
Whoa, whoa, it's so tall in here and quiet. And the creek's just a little baby creek up here, going trickle instead of rush. Spring's gotta be close. I can feel it. Zippy, Scout.
Bongo, we're past the edge now. This is farther from home than any of us have ever gone. Maybe we go careful here, together.
Careful's for the way home, Shelley. Right now, we're explorers. First explorers to find spring at the start of the creek. Okay, maybe a little careful, but fast careful. Careful at a run.
That's not a thing, Bongo.
It's a little bit a thing. Watch. Careful. Careful. Go! Okay, that was just go.
On it, scouting, spring sighted. Green thing, dead ahead, big and bright and... Okay. That's moss. That's just moss. Moss has been green all winter. That doesn't count. False alarm. Trying again.
What about that green thing? The pointy one.
Pine needle, also winter. That one? Also winter. The whole forest is winter's leftovers, Bongo. It's like a fridge in here.
The moss is fine, Zippy, but it's not what we came for. Moss was green all winter. We're looking for the thing that wasn't here yesterday. The thing that just started.
And Bongo, who could not bear to be second to a hummingbird, went charging up the bank, calling back,
I'll find it first. It's gotta be the biggest, greenest thing up here, right? Something you can't miss. Hup, over the log, and onward.
Now, while Bongo thundered up the high bank, Shelley had stopped low at the wet edge of the creek in a gap of sun. She wasn't looking up, and she said to nobody,
Well, hello, little one.
That sunlit spot was the prettiest place in the whole story, little ones. A small clearing where the creek bubbles up out of the ground. Its very beginning.
Guys, slow down. I mean it this time. Look at this place. The creek's coming right up out of the ground. This is where it all starts.
One gold bar of light through the pines. Water over little stones. A wood thrush singing the spring in. The first warm place. And nobody was looking at the ground.
Spring sighted. For real this time. Up the slope. Big bright yellow thing. Definitely spring. 90% sure. Possibly 100. Bongo, go, go!
And Bongo charged up the slope, reached the big bright yellow thing, and stopped. His shoulders came down.
It's an old leaf. A big, bright yellow, last year leaf. It's not even alive. Zippy, that's winter. That's a thing winter left.
Okay, so my detection has a margin of error of basically everything. New plan. What if spring is hiding and we build a spring finder out of sticks and reeds and one of Garingo's dramatic feathers and...
Zippy, the sticks are fine. Come look at the ground.
Shelley, there's no time to look at the ground. We have to find the biggest, brightest... Wait, why are you smiling at the dirt?
Because it isn't dirt. Bongo, get down low. Lower than that. There, right by my foot. The littlest green thing you ever saw.
That tiny thing? That's it? That's spring? It's smaller than my claw. It's just a little green curl coming out of the mud, with two baby leaves like little open hands. And it's reaching up, This little nothing-sized thing is reaching right up at the sun, like it's not scared of being small at all. How is it not scared?
My detector flew over this spot 4 times. 4! And it never once said anything because it was looking up. And the answer was down. And it was the size of a nothing. How did you even find it, Shelley?
I wasn't looking for the biggest thing, I was just looking at what was right here. The sun came through, the ground was warm, and there it was. The way God tends to leave the best things small and close and easy to miss.
And next to it, caught in the wet, was a little brown thing with a papery wing. Shelley turned it over with one slow toe.
A maple seed, with its little wing. This green one didn't grow here because spring lives here. It grew here because this one flew out of a tree somewhere, on its wing all this way. Then it stopped and started.
I ran right past it. Twice. I ran right over where it was, looking for something big. And the whole time, the real first green thing was down by Shelley's foot, the size of nothing. I wanted to be first so bad. I wanted to be the one who found spring. But you can't find a thing that small by running. I think I almost crushed it, being first.
And Shelley came and sat down beside him in the wet, slow as anything, and didn't say a word. She just sat. And then Bongo said, small,
Shelley, how did you see it when I couldn't?
Now here is the part I like. I leaned in close and asked them the one thing I wanted to know. Bongo, when you stopped running, what did you finally see?
I saw that it was little, and that little wasn't nothing. It was the start of everything. The whole spring's gonna come from things this small. One green curl, then 100, then the whole creek green again. God starts the big stuff small. You just have to get low enough to notice.
I'll get there. I always do. Turns out spring will too. It just takes the small road.
So the answer was never the biggest, brightest thing. It was the littlest thing. And you find it by slowing down. Huh. My detector needed a slow setting. I never built a slow setting.
Come on, let's go slow back home. Okay, maybe I don't got this, the going slow part, but I'm gonna try. Shelley, set the pace.
And you know what they did? They went home slow, all down the creek, looking low. And the slower they went, the more they found.
There's one, a little green curl, right by the footbridge. I almost stepped on it again, but I looked first this time.
3 more in the meadow mud. Slow setting works, Shelley. The slow setting works. 4, 5. Okay, I'll stop counting out loud.
19, by the time we reached the pond. Spring was never stuck up the creek. It started right here, in 100 small places.
And back at the oak, who was waiting? Gar-ring-go, and Fern, with her ears still turned up the creek.
Behold, the wanderers return. And what treasure do you bring from past the edge? A leaf? Smaller than a leaf? A speck? You journeyed to the edge of the known and brought back a speck?
It's not a speck, Garingo. It's the first one. Welcome home. And look down by your own claw. There's one starting right here, too.
By my own claw? Well, a speck. It is, I confess, a rather magnificent speck.
Now that little seed, with its wing, put me in mind of something. There's a line in the Bible, in a book called Mark, chapter 4, verses 31 and 32, where Jesus is sitting with a whole crowd. He's telling them how the biggest, best thing God grows gets its start. And he doesn't point to anything big. He points to a seed, the smallest in the garden. Jesus told the crowd, "It is like a grain of mustard seed, which when it is sown in the earth is less than all the seeds that be in the earth. But when it is sown, it groweth up, and becometh greater than all herbs, and shooteth out great branches, so that the fowls of the air may lodge under the shadow of it." The smallest of the seeds, and it grows the biggest of all, big enough for the birds to rest in. That's the way of it, little ones. The first green thing is always small. And it got there by travelling, gentle, on a little wing. Then it just started. You don't race to the big. You get low and notice the small. The small does the rest. Until the next breeze brings us together, my friends. Go gently out there, little ones, and get low enough to see the small things starting. And from his lecture branch swooped Professor Hoot, the most certain owl in Shiloh Creek. He cleared his throat and announced,
Professor Hoot here, with a fact that is completely true. That little maple seed our young friends found, the one with the papery wing, does not simply drop. It flies. The wing makes it spin, round and round like a little spinning toy as it falls. There is even a word for that spinning, auto-rotation. What does that mean? It only means turning itself as it falls, a little wing spinning the seed gently and safely down to the ground. And here is the wonder of it, children. The spinning slows the seed down, so the wind can carry it away from the parent tree before it ever touches the ground. The whole journey happens up in the air. Before there is so much as a root, the seed travels first, and only then begins, a fact true and tested. Good evening.
And out from the reeds came the Mud Puppy Brothers, Splish, Splash, and Splosh. Splosh started,
Today on Mud Puppy Minutes, we will explain why the creek runs faster in spring.
Easy. The creek runs faster because it's excited. It heard spring's coming, and it's hurrying to get a good seat.
And also, the snow on the hills melts, and all that meltwater runs down into the creek, so there's more water pushing through, so it runs faster. Wait, that sounded almost like a real reason.
Oh, no. That can't be right. That's too sensible. No. The creek runs faster because the fish are pushing it. From the inside. Heave-ho! Heave-ho!
And also, the fish wear tiny hats for the rowing. You can't row without a hat. Everybody knows that.
Wait, is it actually just the melted snow running downhill?
Nah.
Mud puppies! We have solved it. The creek runs faster in spring because the fish are tiny rowers. Heave, ho, just like a bell on a cold rock.
Let's set it right before you drift off, little ones. The creek runs quicker in spring because the snow up in the hills melts and all that water comes hurrying downhill to join it. Splash had it fair and square. There are no rowing fish, though I'd not be the one to break it to them.
At Shiloh Creek, we walk softly. See you next time, somewhere in Shiloh Creek.